Alright guys, welcome back. So today I want to do terms of the trade from the Baleen Trading Company. We're gonna go to Tikawera and investigate the situation in Pokohara. Pokohara.
I hear you.
So let's get going. We are going to Tikawera? Tikawera. Which is over here. Alright, set course. Hopefully we have enough supplies to make it. Tangala's Ma. Alright, let's see what happens here. The clouds darken in the distance, piling one atop the next as if a battle for security. A vision-searing thread of lightning forks between seas and sky, followed almost immediately by a rib-rattling crash of thunder. Oswald eyes the storm and spits. I wish the ship had a boat, Swan. There's no one better to have with you in a storm. Your crew looks at you. The orders? So we have to assign crew duties. Assign companion aid. Hand out the last of the cooked food. Why would there be a fire in the galley? Dalian salutes. Understood, Captain. The crew will be glad to have a warm meal before we dive into this mess. Morale gained. +3. All hands, get below decks and secure the cargo. Everyone into the rigging. We need to reef the sails. Bring the rain barrels up from the hold. Let's see if we can't get some water out of this. We don't need any water, so let's reef the sails. The crew ascended the rigging, pulling lines and tying off the sails, diminishing the amount of fabric facing the wind before returning to the deck. That's enough for now. Ask a companion's aid. You seek out one of your fellow travelers. The crew could use a ceremony. Zodi, if you're inclined to give them comfort. You want me to pray for an aspect of death? Zodi's lips quirk in an amusement. Suppose I can plead for the safe passage of our souls through hell, should we all perish shortly. After a nod, she bows her head. Morale gain, +10. Glory be to the many aspects of Athos, greatest of all who is gone. I raise my voice to you in humility, thankfulness, and everlasting worship. Hear me, my God, and take pity on my dear plea. As we now sail through this dark storm of death, we will not fear the reaping to come. And your lantern will guide our way. We will not stumble or stray from the path that you have led us through, hell. We will embrace the end of our lives and shuck the rotting husk of our fallen bodies. After whence we will be planted for rebirth by your hand, forever and always as the wheel turns. Amen. Alright, here we go. The clouds sweep over you, dominating the sky and hemming the sea beneath a rolling gray dome. The rain drums against the deck. Sweat beads on Bedo's brows. The storm looms ever closer. We can't outrun this one, Captain. The sea rolls and the ship rocks as the waves broadside the Defiant. The wind drives rain across the decks. The sails of the rudder are lashed into place, settle balance on one another, and the crew goes below the decks. This protects the crew and helps the ship make good time, but puts the mast and sails at risk. We're flying bear poles, Biddle. Everyone gets below. Let's see here. What does this one do? The most passive tactic against a storm, the crew strikes the sails and goes below deck before securing all the hatches. Protects the crew and the mast, but leaves the ship drifting at the mercy of the sea. The ship may roll in particularly rough seas. We're holding course. Ooh, success. Waves rise and break over the rails, sending water cascading across the decks. Sailors shout orders to one another, clinging to the rigging of their lives for their lives as you cut your way through the storm. The storm rages on, showing no sign of subduing. 1 day has passed. Man! The wind calms, but rain pours from the skies as the Defiant has come to a rest beneath a waterfall. Rain sloshes across the deck and under the rails. Keep going across. Hats and cloaks turn against the rain, the crew guide the Defiant through the unending downpour. The storm rages on, showing no sign of subduing. Low rations. Oh no. 1 day has passed. The wind calms, but the rain pours from the skies. It's still raining. Okay. Sody, what happened to you? Bruised ribs. Ooh. Everyone get below deck and batten the hatches. We're lying in a hull. The crew hunkered to below deck, sealing every hatch against the deluge. The hull of the Defiant takes 11 damage. The storm rages on. Oh no. No rations. Oh no. A cacophonous crack echoes across the deck, announcing the failure of the mast. It swings down, and still wrapped in the rigging, it crashes into a portside hole like a battering ram. Oh boy, we have to cut the mast free before it punches through the hole, huh? Oh no, the hands climb the rigging, hacking at the lines until the mast finally slides free and slips beneath the waves. The ship pitches suddenly. A monstrous wave strikes it directly across the deck with a despairing scream. Shoot the back sweeps over the rail. One of my sailors. Oh no. I guess we lost someone. The Dawn Star nods and raises her lantern against the gale, reaping the spirit of the lost. Oh, thank goodness the storm passed. Oh, that was tough. As if exhausted, the clouds finally calm, coming to a rest like a thick blanket across the sky. The waves, too, end their troubling complaint, and the Defiant easily sails away. The crew lean against the rails and rigging, their faces haggard but relieved. The storm, it seems, has passed. Oh. Alright, hold up.
From a deerwood babe to a sailor fine, hoorah for the Deadfire lines. Now
I was gonna say, I know we had more food.
Tell me away, hey, hoorah, with a clear white street and inlet.
We should fly with the Hawaiian flag. What's this one? The Watcher of Drywood Colors. Okay. Ooh, hagfish. Ugh. Rice. Apple leaf. Okay. How did I pause it? That's how. Well, that was a tough storm. Actually, let me look at the ship. Full health. Not too bad. Go on a ravine.
Keep white with the sky
Burial site.
set to me way. Hey, hoo,
Alright, here we are.
around Cape White, and we're ringing whack. Hurrah for the
Ooh, the
Deadfire lines.
Sanapu Beach.
Drown when
We seem to have a thing there as well.
to me way. Hey, hoo.
Maybe we'll stop there and do something. Tikawara, early summer. Okay.
A ship! I am saved!
You're saved? The dwarf fans himself with a dish rag. His face is dark and shiny with exertion. Sweat colors wide crescents on his shirt. He looks at you with like a drowning man would look at dry land.
Deliverance at last!
He lets go a heavy sigh.
Weeks I've been stranded here. The Valiant Trading Company sends no one. Unless...
He squints at you, dabbing his brow feverishly with a quarter of the rag. They hired me to find an expedition. I take it that means you?
Perfetto. You come not a moment too soon.
Okay. With an anxious swallow, he glances over his shoulder at a sleepy, ramshackle village. His gaze darts from one grass-thatched hut to another as if expecting some unspeakable horror to emerge. Follow his gaze and see what he's looking at. He isn't fixating on anything in particular, but his eyes widen with unease whenever one of the island Amau draw near. He flinches and clears his throat.
Governor Alvari would have told you that we were searching for Luminous Adra in Pococohara. I worry that Ruano, the local chieftain, gave Captain Bez and my crewmates a false lead.
Why would he do that? He knots the rag in his hands, pulling it taut.
Why would I go bobbing for reason in shark-infested waters?
He waves his rag like a handkerchief.
Ruano was the last to speak with the captain before she set sail. He squats in the hot northeast of that pitiful market.
He nods toward the gutted hull of the ship.
I would have joined her, but my stomach... something did not agree. Now it is weeks since they should have returned. I'm only the galley cook, not a search party.
He nurses his stomach and winces. I'll keep an eye out. Maybe they find something interesting. I imagine the company will pay for a bounty for word of the expedition. Here's hoping your crew makes it back. I had other questions. Vector isn't a Valian name.
Bargroon. My grandparents gave up their nomadic ways when they moved to the Republics. But I see the appeal of staying in one place, one safe place.
He dabs at the back of his neck as he glances around. I imagine the company will pay a bounty for word of the expedition.
Ach, did they not explain when they sent you?
He purses his lips but waves the matter aside.
Payment is assumed with the company. They are quick to buy what they do not have.
What has you so on edge?
When we landed on Tikawara, the chieftain gave us a welcome treat for the dukes.
The Dukes. The Golden Duke is the only gold coin minted in the drywood, or the Deerwood. They bear the face of the historical Dukes of the Deerwood though most of them show the face of the first Duke, Admeth Hadrit. And Tikawara is a village was recently founded by a small Huana tribe. Though the location has limited access to food, it is close to legendary Ingwithan ruins known to the Huana as Pococohara.
We feasted, danced, drank, and slept, only so we could feast, dance, and drink more.
The ghost of a smile flits across his face. You were awfully busy for a man claiming to be ill.
Perco plunk on it. Music and ale are medicine for the soul.
He pats his hand over his heart and gives you a sheepish look. Per complainant is a Valian term meaning literally for mercy or for little mercy, which is taken as come on now.
Even so, They did nothing to soften Anaharu.
Anaharu.
He said we had come to rob and plunder. He and Nairi turned the villagers against us.
He wipes a fresh rivulet of sweat from his temple.
After that, we slept on the boat and took turns watching the shore. Except for me. I had to rest and recover, of course.
He coughs.
But in the early hours, our lookout saw Ruano and Anaharu disappear together.
Where did they go?
I am sure I do not know. All I heard was that they left the village.
Okay.
And by the afternoon, only Ruano returned.
Interesting.
Now no one here will even talk of Anaharu. Suspicious, no?
Perspiration gleams on his forehead. This man is sweaty.
Our captain was eager to leave before the winds changed again.
You mentioned Nari?
The priestess. She imagines me in the jaws of our fish goddess. I know it.
He fans himself even more rapidly.
She lurks in the shrine next to that awful statue. I cannot stand her wicked looks, but if she does not scare you, then maybe you talk to her.
Maybe I will. You got any supplies? I need some.
The captain left all but the essentials with me. I have sustained myself trading with the villagers.
That's good.
Ekosi, but I'm almost out of ale.
He gives you a weak smile and shows off his wares. We got plenty of hardtack. We got water, flint tinder, repair, and hammer and chisel, huh? What's that for repairing? Grappling hook. I want rope and grappling hook. Ooh, those are some fine robes for sure. Not that fine though. Gauntlets of reliability. Those are expensive. What is this? Huh. Coastal ground is slick oil, causing prone to anyone in the affected area. I don't know what this book is. Must be a trinket of some kind. Yeah, I guess I'll take the grappling hook and the rope and that's it. Can I sell to you? I can. Oh my gosh. Alright, let's sell while we're here. Because we need to sell a lot of things. So is that all you got? What you got? Oh, you got all the stuff that I just sold you. Okay.
I must watch the supplies at the trading post. You will come to check on me, yes?
Yes, I will come check on you. Tawana knows no shame. Still, he is... Life on Tikahara is hard, but at least we are...
What
I
can
can't
I
even
do
finish
you
reading
for?
those. Guess those are all craftsmen. Sorry, my shoulder itched.
Village starves, and you hide Koīki fruit?
I hide nothing, you bloated pufferfish. Traitor! Gatty's jaws will close around you.
Hello?
Confess, Tabal, or will you let good food rot?
A young warrior's forehead is furrowed with lines and bedded with perspiration. And he stands over a man bound to a
Does
pole.
mine look like a full belly, idiot? Question the rest of the Raparu. We all hunger.
The Raparu, as the lowest class of Wano society, the Raparu are designated to work as unskilled laborers and starve in times of scarcity. Their status is a function of survival in the often unforgiving Deadfire and not a moral judgment. The Raparu are destined to be reborn into the Koaru or Mataru class in their next lives. Every word out of the bound man emerges as an agonized wheeze. He glares up at Mugumu.
disgrace. Any other reparo has worked 10 times in a day what you have in your life, and they do not complain.
The warrior pulls a dagger from his belt and thumbs the tip thoughtfully. Blinking, he turns to you wearing a bright, friendly smile.
Watcher, we can't just let this injustice stand. Do something, or I might.
Let's see here. Zodi, this is not really much of your belief. They don't believe in God, they believe in that fish thing that eats the world. However, that being said, I intend to fix it.
You do? I mean, of course you do.
She grins big and brassy, unable to hide her happiness with you.
I say, this outsider speaks her mind like a Mataru.
Mataru is the highest class of Hawanu society, consisting primarily of warriors and priests. Tribal chieftains traditionally rise from the warrior ranks. The Mataru shoulder the responsibility of governing the other castes and determining the practical and spiritual needs of the tribe. Mukumu, he touches his chin and looks over Zodi before focusing his attention back to you. His face lights up as he studies the glowing crescent above your head.
Akira, you must forgive my shock. Kith do not visit often.
Ohana term,
the gods.
Ohana term of agreement and emphasis, Akira. You must forgive my shock. Kith do not often, much less the gods. The word Kith is used to describe the dominant civilized races of Aurora, including humans, all Amam. Some of these words, I can't. Dwarves, elves, Orleans, and godlike. He touches his brow and nods.
What do you make of this hagfish, huh? Will Tamao confess if I tighten the ropes?
He gestures to the bound man. You know, you catch more flies with honey than vinegar. He blinks, momentarily perplexed.
Pakeho caught this wretch stealing the last of the Koīki fruit. The tribe was to feast on it for a harvest ceremony.
I stole no Koīki, but I wish I had. I would have hid it somewhere most unpleasant.
He bares his teeth in a defiant grin.
You hear this? A second chance we give, and Tamao throws it in our faces.
Mokumu holds the blade level with Tamaru's heart. He's done this before?
Lied and stolen? Akira. When we have food, he takes more than he deserves. He steals baskets and pots, and even pilfered a spearhead from a warrior on the hunt.
Exasperated, Mokumu mops his brow with the back of his hand.
I say there is no person in Tikawara who he has not wronged in some way. Maybe no person in the Deadfire.
And what say you, Tamau?
I say I deserve what others have in plenty. Shade, a full belly, a moment to kneel on cool sands.
Now, I'm not disagreeing with you, but your society does not agree with you. He glares up at Mokumu.
We stopped being a tribe when Ruanu dragged us into the path of the outsiders. Now we can only save ourselves.
Now, see, this guy is speaking some logic. Their culture is being stripped away from outsiders, and he's feeling like it's not fair anymore.
You shame us, Tamao. To return in your next life as a coconut crab would be too kind.
Mokumu stamps his foot, kicking up a fury of dust. What was this Koīki ceremony?
We would have eaten the last of the Koīki as a tribe. This way we give our thanks to Kahopa, the eel of life.
The eel of life. His eyes go downcast. Kahopa is... where is it? When there is no living things left to eat, the two eels were so enormous as to encompass all existence, they began to devour each other. Which is wild.
Now this cannot happen. Our harvest fails because this one puts his empty stomach higher than the gods.
Okay. Did anyone think saving the seeds might be a good idea? Alchemy, okay. Isn't it traditional to eat the whole fruit, seeds and all? Gods or no harvest fail all out. Gods or no harvest fail all the time. I'm sure there's a reason. So, I think with the seeds in his stomach, if there were to be seeds, they would be able to be, you know, eventually found out. So we're gonna go with this one, especially with our massive history buff.
Akira, just so.
He nods resolutely.
To consume the fruit, seeds, and all. This is how we pray to Koīki for bounty.
Would it make things better if I had some spare Koīki fruit on hand? Do I have spare Koīki fruit on hand? Can I check to see if I have?
I say, missing food is not the problem. Tamao betrays the tribe, dishonors the Reparo, denies all of us Koīki's mercy.
He winces as if ashamed to even discuss it.
And he will surely wash back into our nets as a mudfish in the next life if he does not tell us where the Koīki fruit is.
He raises his voice again, just to be certain Tamao hears it. So you have a guilty man. What's to be done?
The Keiho's word is enough to give Tamao over to the waves.
Makumu's face faces the beach and touches his brow.
Better to drown as an innocent man than starve with you fools.
Tamao spits, but without the forward momentum, image dribbles on his chin. Makomu turns his gaze away, doing his best to ignore him.
Justice does not fill our stomachs or our hearts. It brings the gods no closer to ending this famine.
Makumu's hand strays towards his stomach. He glances out to the horizon. I owe the gods a favor. Your Koīki fruit is as good as found. Whisper a good word in your Ranga's ear and I'll consider it. No, we'll just do it.
Akira, you would do this? I say, our Ranga will dedicate the Feast of the Last Koīki to your name.
He claps you on the shoulder, leaving Tamao all but forgotten.
Until the Koīki is found, I will delight in prodding this stubborn eel for answers.
He touches the point of his dagger, his lips spreading into a broad grin.
You are free to question him in your custom, I say. And Peheko, he tarries often by the beach.
Makumu nods towards the shore. I'd like to know more about the village, please.
Then you must speak with the Ranga. His lodge is at the top of the hill, past the trading post.
Okay.
Nairi also knows much, but she is quiet ever since.
His eyes go wide and he catches himself. He clears his throat.
Nairi, she tends the shrine in the northwest part of town, near the statue of Ngati. Yes.
He nods rapidly. Nagati is a Hawana trickster goddess with a humanoid body and the head of an anglerfish, who is thought to lure mariners either into or out of trouble at her whim. They often worship her as Andra, marking the Hawana the only people to believe Andra has a physical manifestation. What do you do here, Makumu?
I am a warrior, like most Mataru. Can you not tell?
No. He poses, standing tall and flipping his blade on his hand.
We have little reason to fight on Tikawara, except when the fishermen drink too much of the dwarf man's liquor. But these are only small fights, not like the ones on the island we left before, when the pirates, the slave...
His expression goes slack. For several seconds, his widening eyes stare blankly into some remembered horror. After a moment, he snaps back.
But what did I say? Tikawara does not give it abundance, but there are worse things, Akira.
Alright, Makumu, farewell. Let's question this guy a little bit more. The bound man casts a wary stare down at you, his eyes tightening weakly beneath their restraints.
I don't like this, Watcher. Is there nothing we can do to help?
We'll help him.
You look at me for what? To watch me shrivel up in the sun?
It may be a trick of the light, but the man's emaciated scowl appears shriveled. Emancipated. You stole the last of the tribe's Koīki? Tell me about yourself.
I have seen better days than this.
Well, I understand that. He grimaces upon you. At you.
I labor for the tribe, but our Ranga saves the best of everything for his warriors.
Well, are you a warrior?
For what does a warrior need with a full stomach when we are not at war?
Tamaru shakes his head and scowls. Did you steal the last of the tribe's Koīki fruit?
If only my brain and belly had coordinated. I say I would have tried sooner.
Alright. He glances longingly towards the hut, north of Ranga's.
Keho hates me because I insult his puny catches of fish. All he does is weigh down his boat. For this, he accuses me.
Okay. Well, tell me your story.
Keho says I was skulking by the drying hut north of the Ranga's home. Akira, this is so. I would have taken the Koīki, but it was already gone.
I was kind of suspecting that someone else had stolen it, and you just kind of got blamed for it. Can you think of anyone else that might have taken it?
It is said the Raparu share one empty stomach. Blame any of them, I say.
Okay, so not you, but anyone like you. He grimaces down in his lean frame.
The tribe drives me out like jerky because I am hated, not because I am a Koīki thief.
Okay, well I had some more questions.
Then maybe you ask someone with both feet on the ground. I need to conserve my strength. I have seen better. I lay for what does a warrior need with the...
Okay, he's not giving me nothing that I don't pretty much already know. So, where's the hut? North of the hut? Let's take a look here. While we're here, we'll do this quest. Plucked fruit. The last of the tribe's Koīki fruit is missing. Makomu believes that Tamaru stole it, but Tamaru insists he's innocent. Yeah, I'm thinking Tamaru's innocent as well. The fisherman Pekeho caught Tamaru's... Alright, so we need to find this fisherman. Tamaru maintains his innocence. He mentions that the Koīki was stored in a drying hut north of the Ranga's home. So this is the storage hut. Let's go take a look at the storage hut real quick. The missing Koīki fruit will be found. Ah, it's right here. What is this? Stained Koharu
What can I do
rods?
you for?
Try bar. Oh, that's cool. I didn't realize that there was a chronograph
Sure thing.
clock down there. Aloth, do you see anything here, buddy?
As you like.
I would like to take this pry bar. I'm gonna steal the pry bar.
Yeah?
That's all I stole, though. Let's talk to this guy. Okay, this guy? Alright. I see the storage hut, but I don't see a way into the storage hut.
Watch your step.
I hear you.
I guess we'll talk to the chief. And see what she says.
Welcome to Tekawara.
Amau huddles in the close conversation of their warriors next to him. He whispers in a low, stern voice. No sooner do you catch his eye than he grins wide enough to stretch every muscle in his face.
Happy day that the gods smile upon us. A favorable omen.
He inclines his head and touches his brow. I understand that a Valiant expedition came through here?
Akira, and I expect many trading company boat to follow it.
He smiles broadly, even as he looks upon you, up and down.
I would shower you with the fruit of our harvest, but the season is unkind, I say. Pococahara is restless. Even from afar, the storms tear our bounty up by the root and chase fish to calmer shores.
He raises his hand and gestures to the east, his hands filled limp to his side. What is Pococahara?
An island not touched since the days of our ancestors. The Valians went to Pococahara for luminous Ardra, but their expedition does not return. As the storms grow wild, Tikawara dies around us. No traveler will land here if they are forced to eat their belts, I say.
He absently presses his knuckles, wearing the blood from his fingers. I have some history with old places that cause storms, so I'll take a look. Why not move the tribe elsewhere? How is Pococahara causing storms?
You are new to the islands. I would not expect you to know of these things. Our ancestors told of luminous Ardra, the bones of the Deadfire, breaching through the sands of Pococahara. Ngati raises her watery fist in defense of the Ardra. Valian or Juana, it is nothing to her who suffers in the wake of such anger.
According to my metaphysics here, it's highly unusual for Ardra to impact the environment as you've described.
Maybe that is for what the Valians find it so fascinating.
Rana scratches his head and shrugs.
Their captain brushed off my tails like the buzzing of gnats.
Okay, well, I have some history with old places that cause storms, so I'll take a closer look. His eyes widen a little. The smile on that creased his face seems, for the moment, genuine.
Here, this was a token passed down from the Rankas, said to come from Pococahara in brighter days.
He passes you a heavy, low length of copper shaped in a spiral. You've gained the quest item, Copper Muzuma Shell Key. Oh, I was gonna say seashell, but it's just a shell key. The item was put in your stash. This piece of elegant craftwork is a copper representation of a Mazamu shell, a corpse-eating snail that thrives in the waters of the Deadfire archipelago. Scratches mark and a green patina only hint at the age of this piece. Alright, thank you, Ryanu.
If you need aid, Himarihi's warriors need only someone to bark commands and they will go.
Okay. I had some questions about Pococahara.
Wind and sorrow are all that emerge from the ruins, never answers.
He waves you on. Why not move the tribe elsewhere?
In our old villages, we were raided by pirates, stolen by slavers, and killed by Rawatayan scouts.
His head droops further with each admission, as if their acknowledgement diminishes him personally.
So I brought them here, where the soil is too poor for Koīki fruit and the waters too shallow for great fish. At least we are in the path of Valian traders as they come and go. This is protection, prosperity, a future.
He nods, resolute in the idea. Beyond the storms, is there any danger?
Akira, we paddle our canoes the long way around Pococahara for a reason, I say.
Okay, so Pococahara is pretty dangerous.
Another people lived among our ancestors and built a temple in the desert. Now there is only death.
Now that does tend to follow the Ingwithins.
Yeah.
But the Valians closed their ears to my warning.
He shrugs, glancing away. Back to my other
Speak
questions.
on, friend. What say?
Where can I find supplies?
The Valians left many crates with the dwarf. He hoards them by the beach.
Annoyance flickers across his face, but it's gone as quickly as the ripple on the water.
But we never refuse a guest. If you need sleep, Himoihi will show you all the villages contending for the honor of your visit.
Okay.
And if you need strong Mataru warriors to fight at your side, then Himoihi can help you with this also. She guards the trading post.
Tell me about your tribe.
Our village here is young still, but we will grow when the Valians come. That is for what we build many houses now, even a trading post.
He beams with pride.
We make Tikawara pleasing to the Valians. Then when they come for Pokokahara, they build their harbor here.
They must.
They must.
He clears his throat. You don't seem to mind the Valiant influence here.
Some tribes push foreigners away, but it is good to have powerful friends.
A frown briefly clouds his expression. Yeah, so like, while it's good to have powerful friends, you have to be as powerful or more powerful than those friends, right? At the very least, you have to be just as powerful. And for him to have this tribe that's been here for probably ages, probably longer than even his parents have been here, to have foreigners come, outsiders come, with weapons, guns, etc. You know, warriors, it doesn't matter if you have the strongest warrior. A single gun, single well-placed gun, or multiple single well-placed shots will take him down. Even the weakest person could do that.
Powerful friends have a way of extracting costly favors, don't they?
Oh yeah, my name's Saloon. He gives you a sidelong glance.
If the Valians come, they will build an outpost here in Tikawara.
His gaze unfocuses, like he is convincing himself of every word. I don't know, man. They're not really that trustworthy. They were trying to steal another separate tribe's mountain.
And then we will have more to trade with outsiders than just Rongi's mats. With coin comes protection, friendship.
He nods vigorously. Nope.
A favorable arrangement for both sides, I say.
It doesn't seem like you have enough to support that many people.
You sure you want to question that? We never get nice ones like this.
Then we buy what we do not grow. Soon our pockets will drag behind us with foreign coin.
He blinks at you and clears his throat. Didn't you just say you had a bad harvest?
I say that in Tikawara there is always a spot around the fire and...
A gurgle reverberates from the stomach and the guard standing next to Rahanu. He grimaces and places his hand over his belly as if as to muffle the sound. The Ranga shoots him a withering glare.
And a Koīki in every hand.
Uh-huh. When he turns back to you, he all wide and smiles in pleasantries again. Back to my previous
Speak
questions.
on, friend.
I had questions about
Wind
Pokokahara.
and sorrow are all that emerge. Speak on, friend. What's
Tell me
that?
about your
A village
tribe.
here is young. That is for what we build many houses. We make Tikawara pleasing to the Valians.
Okay. Well, something's off. Something is not right here. Something is really not right. This guy's too friendly. Something's off. Methinks everything here is not working accordingly. So, we shall investigate. A seasoned Hawana woman rests her elbow on the drum like it's the only thing keeping her upright. She pats the hide skin, the percussion no more effortful than a sigh. She opens her eyes as you approach. Hello, I'm Saloon, Captain of the Defiant. One of her eyebrows arches up with an unspoken question. She squints down at the docks and nods towards your boat. She touches her brow with 2 fingers. Then she gives the drum a pair of playful taps. That may have been an introduction. Do you speak? A deep wrinkled scar traces a winding path down her neck. She tilts her head to the side and beckons you to look closer. The angle and shape look like the mark of a boar's tusk. She raises one finger and points down at a dried hoof knotted to her belt. Then she makes a gesture of pulling back and releasing a bowstring several times in rapid succession. She was hunting. She got hit with a boar. Grinning, she snaps her fingers and leans once more against the drum, with a satisfied high tap on the surface of the drum. You play a short, hesitant beat. She bites the inside of her cheek and considers before drumming a quick response with her knuckles. Then she beats harder, faster rhythm, and steps back, grinning at you. Play something together. Tikawara Village, moderate, positive. She places a hand on her hip, skeptical as you start to build up a rhythm. Eventually, she bobs her head and smiles a little wider. She eases in closer, your shoulders touching, and beats on the drum fast enough to build tempo without outpacing you. Her rhythm response changes the tune, inducing complexity while keeping the spirit of the original alive. She closes her eyes and sways in place. The flow of her movement makes the beat look effortless, but her arms are a constant blur. In the village below, heads begin to bob. Furrowed brows momentarily relax. Finally, she breaks the rhythm and steps back, shaking out her arms and sucking in deep breaths. She tips her head to you, gratitude and recognition mingling with her exhaustion. Do you know anything about the tribe's missing Koīki fruit? Frowning, she sweeps her hand to gesture the entire village at once. She shrugs. Then her hand wanders towards her belly. She sighs through her nose. What do you do here? Exaggerating her movements, she shields her eyes and scans the horizon. Then she points off at the distance, kicks up her legs up with youthful glee, and pretends to pound the drum with wild, enthusiastic beats. Shrugging, she lets her hand fall onto the side once again. Alright, well, farewell. Very interesting. I wonder if I have to go outside of the city for this, but let's go to the Kararu hut here. We'll try and explore and see if there's any more hints, clues, or whatever. Welcome, travelers. Hello. Rangi. This Omahu man seems lost in thought. His clothes are neat and clean, but he's tugging on the fringe of his sash, which he worded into a long, loose thread. I don't know what worried means. And he looks up at you. I know what worried means, but this is like... Is that threaded? Is that... He looks up at you. His bleary eyes suddenly sharp and alert.
What say? You are new to Tikawara?
I am new to Tikawara. He nods, looking you up and down. Do you know any... What do you do here?
I weave baskets and mats, strong and soft, just as my mother's cousin taught me.
He smiles with real pride.
In the afternoon, I will go to the trading post to sell them.
Okay.
Of course, all that I earn goes back to the Ranga first. This is prize share.
He rushes to add the latter part. Huana term referring to distribution of wealth. Interesting. So they are a sort of socialist society, but they also have a hierarchy of classes. Price share?
Akira, we trust in our Ranga to dispense our food, goods, and coin to the tribe.
Okay.
The Mataru get the best of all, and then the Kwaru. The Raparu share what is left among themselves.
The Kawaru, the artisanal and merchant class of Huana society. Through skill and craftsmanship are respected. Those born of the Kawaru are not given equivalent praise of the Mataru. So you have high class, mid class, and lower class. I have a feeling that the class system is breaking with the advent of the outsiders.
Mukumu sees to it. The Tamao has made an example of what breaking prize share looks like.
Do you know anything about the missing Koīki fruit?
Only that Tamau has slept like a fat tortoise, while the rest of us chew on reeds to fool our bellies.
Rangi folds his arms.
Akira, no one could be less surprised. Tamau had this coming.
You don't seem particularly upset about this.
Guilty or no, being tossed to the waves is what Tamau deserves. I have no tears for him. He complained until the Ranga gave him my finest mats, and then left him out for the sport of beasts. Let the gods sort him.
Ranga lips curl back. He holds his composure steadily.
I do not stop you from asking.
What do you do here?
I weave baskets in the afternoon. Of course, all that I earn goes back to the Ranga. Akira, what's it?
Sometimes games have multiple dialogue
What can I
options,
do?
but
Alright.
there wasn't really anything there. Oh, goodness. Good stretching. Something's not adding up, though. The bell's relief has been worn smooth in some places and crusted with patina in others.
How may I help? Oh?
What is not adding up here? Oh, this is the little, anglerfish god thingy. Interesting. The statue depicts a voluptuous woman with the head of an anglerfish, and the paint is thick as if freshly applied. Okay, so you guys have painting, but you don't have food?
Oh?
What is in this shrine? There's gotta be something with Koīki fruit. Repair worker, warrior, this guy. Nari.
Amir's winds blow bitter today.
This woman is young, but her serious manner makes her look much older. Her nose and ears are pierced in several places, and her mouth is twisted in a scowl.
More outlanders. Are your masters so desperate that they send you to plunder a starving village?
See? This is where it's at. This is where we're gonna get some answers. I can tell from her tone. I think we're getting off on the wrong foot. Salone, captain of the Defiant.
For what do you say this? To impress me?
No.
You are no different from the last ones who came through.
Oh, I assure you I'm vastly different. She shakes her head, scowling.
Outlanders conquer us with ink and paper packs as well as blades. But they conquer us all the same.
Not me. She squares her stance and grimaces. So learn to fight and read the fine print. Either will do.
If our Ranga gave me the chance.
She grits her teeth.
Ruanu. He collaborates with the bottom feeders who went to Pokokahara for Adra riches. I warned the Valians about Pokokahara, but why listen to the ignorant Huana girl? Now I remain. They are gone. Taken by the curse.
The Valians are some sort of skilled navigators in the world. They didn't just go missing.
Pokokahara was not for them. With Nagati's aid, the sea takes and gives in equal measure.
She raises her fingers to her brow.
Dark clouds surround Pokokahara, and in my dreams, they swallow us all.
She looks at the statue next to her, her eyes brighten with intensity. If the island's cursed, whoever lived to tell of it? I did not mean to... She sighs deeply, her bony shoulders rising like a vulture's wing.
We tell these stories not because they happen just so. We tell them for what they mean. Our Rangosphere makes him too trusting. He believes the Valiant traders will protect us if they settle here and mine Pokokahara.
She closes her eyes and shakes her head.
So the villagers pour their sweat into the sand, building a trading post on a barren island.
Yeah. Ruanu seems extremely confident that Tikohara will draw in much trade.
And this would make us what, another Neketaka?
She spits and promptly wipes her mouth with the back of her arm.
A den for foreign traders to wallow in bathhouses while the Huana feed on trash? This would be the end of us.
Her eyes burn against her paling skin. Paling skin? Paling skin?
Many see in you the blessing of Nagati. If the trickster touched your soul, then prove it now. If you go to Pokokahara, I say the best thing is to destroy it for the tribe.
Her brow raises sharply as she studies your reaction.
Sometimes the ends justify the means.
She nods.
Akira, your friend sees the shape of things. When the Hydra is gone, the Valians will dig somewhere else, leaving us to point our canoes toward more welcoming shores.
I will consider it.
I hope so. And we did not speak of this, Akira?
Speak of what? I heard that Naharu also had problems with the outsiders. She winces as you speak the name. One hand strays to the coral crescent pendant. She forces it back down, pinning her hand beneath folded arms.
Anaharu was the tribe's priest before me. And he was my father. Before he challenged Ruanu to a trial of waves.
Trial of waves? She sighs and takes hold of the pendant, gripping it in a tight fist.
But he was cast off. We are forbidden to speak of him.
Can you tell me more about this trial of waves?
When there is an argument between leaders that cannot be answered, we turn to Nagati.
Okay.
Two challengers risk violent currents, beasts from the deep, and waves that would dash them against the rocks. The winner, if there is one, has Nagati's favor. The loser, living or dead, is forgotten by Nagati and the tribe.
Her gaze turns downcast. Why did Anaharu challenge Ruana to a trial of waves?
My father knew the traders are as dangerous as pirates and slavers, perhaps more, because they grow strong in Neketaka. So, when the expedition came, he begged Ruana to send them away and move the tribe to another island.
Her knobby knuckles pale as she squeezes the pendant.
Ruanu, he did not listen, and Anaharu was done talking.
What does it mean to be cast off?
It means the tribe must forget him. The Ranga divided his possessions among the other Mataru, and now we do not speak of him.
She swallows, still looking away.
Anaharu goes to his next life, but forgotten, he goes to a different tribe.
She hangs her head. You don't think much of Ranu's leadership.
He is our Ranga. My own great-aunt looked into his soul and declared him such.
Even as she says this, she hesitates, one hand clenching in a fist on her side.
I must respect him, even as he builds a village for our enemies.
Have you tried reasoning with him? You must do something. You owe a duty to your tribe too. Yeah, you kinda do.
I know.
She closes her eyes.
The last one to challenge our Ranga was
She breaks off, looking down and frowning.
Anaharu. I must learn to stop saying his name.
Are you the priestess of this tribe? She nods, one finger brushing the crescent pendant at her neck.
We worship the same gods as the foreigners, but sometimes with different names. This is Nagati, the trickster of the seas.
Yup. She points to the wooden statue. It's as smooth as an old piece of driftwood, and the sun-bleached and water-stained patches suggest years of travel from one village to the next.
You worship Gon same as I do, at least in Neketaka. But I'll admit I've never called Andra Ngati.
Foreigners know her as Andra. To us, there is no difference.
Alright, well, farewell. Dang, I thought we would have gotten some answers about the...
As you like.
About the fruit. Diary of an unnamed pirate. Yeah. Expert from the diary of an unnamed pirate about the lost vessel Fisher Queen. The sea is every inch Andra's blood, every inch her tears, and though it be Andra's breath, what moves us through it, it's only by Andra's will we do not drown in her holy viscera. Court her wrath at your peril, because she don't know the meaning of mercy. An old-timer told me that on my first time out of port, and that crusty bastard never knew when to quit flapping his gums, so I never believed a word he said. I never saw the goddess herself rise up out of the depths and put her watery hand to a vessel. The wind and waves, those were earthly threats. The gods got better shit to do more than torment us. Yeah, they might have better shit to do. Of course, that was all for I started shipping aboard the Fisher Queen. Wreck of a man found me in the mare of Nekataka, one eye, scars all up and down his face, a real pirate's pirate. Sid led up to me at the bar like we were old friends. Looked like you knew your way about some rigging, he said. Though he was trying to pick me up at first, and I nearly let him do it, instead he laughed. Got me eye on some special game, he said. We're gonna need the best there is to bring it down. Now, I don't give two half shits about prestige. Pump up my ego all you want. What kind of coin are you offering? Well, he was offering good coin indeed. So I went with him. Dumb fucking thing to do, but what do I do now? What did I know? Nothing. Not a god's damn thing. That's clear as the morning to me now. We were hunting maidens. Maiden flesh, really. Wasn't a delicacy nowhere, but my new friend is one-eyed sailor. The one-eyed sailor was aiming to make it one. Start a craze, cash in, buy a nice little island out from under the locals, and spend remaining days laid out in the black and beach with a jug of palm wine and the cork of one's arm and a ready lover in other. Now you hear stories about these beasts. We all hear stories. Sailors lured to their deaths by the maiden of the depth and her handmaidens, unable to resist the beauty of their mournful song. Sounds like bullshit, doesn't it? We found a pack out near the Officia channel, hunting tuna. They had the look of handsome ladies from a distance, tails long as a stormy night and slick in a salt-drenched deck. Hair like seaweed with wide, comely smiles. So we netted a few and dragged them on the deck. Wasn't even hard. It was like they wanted to be caught. They hissed and screamed as we readied our knives, and too soon we realized our mistake. We discovered the rows of serrated shark's teeth and unhinged jaws when one of them swallowed Yarrick whole. And we learned too late about the poison barbs on their hips. When Graville grappled with a pair and started vomiting up chunks of congealed black blood, and the glitter in their scaleria-less eyes, dark blue and deep as Andra's own void. I came to know when one took my right arm clean off at the elbow. Ooh, gosh. As if that wasn't grim enough, the night the Lady of Lament got her revenge on the Fisher Queen. Our transgression, we lost our main mast, all our fresh water, and 4 men overboard. In a storm like this, or in a storm the likes of which I had never seen, we drifted for a week before a Valian merchant ship found us. The great irony of it was the maidens tasted like shit. Well, Lady of Lament, goddess of oceans, forgotten things, lost, relentlessness, and mourning, said to have once fallen in love with the moon. Oh, okay, the Lady of Lament.
Aye?
Well, that's the moral of the story, huh? Don't eat the mermaids. Apparently they don't taste good. I would have thought that we could have figured out the missing Koīki fruit.
quit your chirping. I have no fish for you. Full tides.
The fisherman lowers his head in greeting and wipes his hands on his sarring, which is molted with fish guts. He doesn't meet your gaze. Mokuhumu says you caught Tamaru stealing Koīki fruit?
Ikira.
He pauses and stares at you.
Tamaru was creeping around the drying hut where we stored Koīki for the ceremony, north of our Ranga's home.
Well, guess what? I was doing the same thing. I couldn't even find a way in. He tips his head and gestures away, holding your eye contact all the while.
I grabbed Tamaru by the wrist and dragged him to Makumu. We found all of the Koīki were gone.
Alright, let me ask you something else. How do you expect him to steal all of it? It was just him, right?
The snake brought this on himself, I say. Now Makumu will deliver him to Tangaloa's maw, where he belongs.
Is that the two eels? Yep, okay. Did you actually see Tamaru with any Koīki?
Ikira, it is as I said. Tamaru was near the Koīki hut.
I was near the Koīki hut. There was nothing to steal.
Stuffing his face, I say. And if he will not admit it in this life, he will pay in the next one.
Can you think of anything that might help me find Koīki? He shakes his head, his eyes turning downcast.
I know that Makumu wished to give the fruit to Ngati with a prayer to pull back her furious storms.
Actually, Makumu told me that the Koīki were for a harvest ritual. He opens his mouth to retort, but closes it and hangs his head.
It is said the gods piss on the souls of liars before sending them back to Aora as krill. Tamaru stole no Koīki.
Really? Oh, wow.
Kahopa must have made Tamaru from sand lice, because he gives nothing to the tribe, only takes.
Kohopu. Many Hoana worship Barith as Rikuhu, the twin eel. Yeah, that's their god. Did you steal the Koīki?
No! Ikira, I did not do this.
Then...
I provide for the tribe. Not like that louse Tamaru.
He wrinkles his nose and looks away. I can see why you'd want Tamaru out of the way. Tamaru isn't the one inflicting on an innocent man.
Tamaru is as innocent as a skulking tide-pool worm.
Yeah, but he doesn't deserve to die, man. Pakohu spits forcefully on the ground. Stop spitting everywhere. Everyone spits here.
He hates the tribe. Pity and charity fill his belly and shell pouch. And he has not strained a muscle to serve anyone but himself.
Pakehu balls his hands at his sides.
Knowing this does not bring the Koīki back to the drying hut, but it will help to heal the tribe.
Well, where did all the Koīki go? Would Makumu accept your reaction without Koīki to prove it?
No. He wants the Koīki and the guilty. So do we all, I say. I cannot say if the true thief covered their tracks, since Makumu never looked for clues.
Pakohu shrugs and calmly brushes the sand off his foot.
But the drying hut? Ikira, in his sandals, this is where I would look.
Yeah, I tried. I don't know how. Why are those Lafaf caged?
Himwihi and the other Mataru found them when they explored the island.
He looks at the creatures with mingled trepidation and disgust. They bare their teeth in response, flies buzzing around their clouded gunky eyes and the dual patches of their scales.
Said maybe we train them to build. And if the soil and sea are misers here, then we eat them.
He shrugs, scratching at his incurved belly. Edward's hand begins to drift slowly towards his weapon. He blinks at your companion impassively, glancing toward the sea with the air of mild impotence. What can you tell me about Tikawara?
The high tide is stingy with fish, and the low tide even more so.
He points down to the beach to a lonely wreck strung with a few scrawny fish. Alright, so
Yes, I shall.
something happened with the drying hut. And there is no... Does this game have low tides and high tides? If it does, that's awesome. Three silverfin. Alright, so you guys are on a struggling island, and you think someone stole the fruit when they didn't. Let's talk to her.
Oh, filthy lizard.
The woman stands outside the half-finished building, arms crossed as if in protest of any shelter it might offer. She looks like she's scowling, but the scars on her face make it hard to tell.
An outsider in Tiquara? Who are you, stranger?
Her hand strays toward a hide belt, clenched tightly about her wrist. I am Salone, captain of the Defiant.
A captain? If you had sailed downwind of the island, you would have moved on, I say. I tell Ranga Ruano that the stench of Tiquara will drive away friend and outsider alike. Do you smell it?
My friends here promised they'd bathe before we left port. Smells like beachside village to me. I don't smell anything.
I speak of the Lagufath.
The Lagufath.
There is no food on this barren island that those monsters do not steal.
Her scars are like seams tugging at her face into a scowl.
Yeah, but how could you say no to those little faces?
Always they circle our village looking for weaknesses.
She shakes her finger, making an argument that she seems to have made many times before.
I pushed the cage with the young ones farther toward the beach, but I smell them even here.
So you want them angry in addition to hungry?
Anger will make them stupid and reckless, I say. More so than they are already. A week ago, I tracked the fish to Hoina Ravine, so I challenged the Mataru to a hunting competition. My mother's belt for the brood mother's head.
Grinning, she thumbs the hide belt strung across her waist.
It is not every day that newcomers land on our beaches. What say you show me how outsiders deal with Lagufath?
A little competition sounds like fun.
Understand they are animals. You must rely on blades, I say, not words.
Okay.
Hunting tales of our ancestors say the brood will scatter when their fish Ranga is killed. No need to chase the children if you cut the head from the mother.
She makes a sweeping motion across her neck. What are you doing with this shipwreck?
The Ranga wanted a trading post.
She glowers at the strange building, which appears to be part scaffolding and part shipwreck.
He said it will bring more Valians like the sweaty dwarf. Then they will bring food and supplies and their sweaty money.
A shiver of disgust ripples across her face. I know what's wrong with that. But what's wrong with that?
Always I stand here. This is no job for the Mataru. We hunt, fight, and lead.
She paces next to the trading post, relentless energy practically quivering through her arms and legs. You look like you're supervising.
Someone must.
She stops and frowns. So why aren't you hunting or fighting?
What is there to hunt on this heap of rock and moss? No game. Only Lagufath skulking in Hoina Ravine. Even the antelope know there is no fit home. The grasses are thin and the trees are like a child's bones. Small and soft.
Small and soft.
Even to build this, we must hike up the mountain for wood.
She raps the side of the trading post with her knuckle. I'd like to place the rest.
You'll never meet a more welcoming tribe.
She thrusts her face inches from yours and glares at you if you're daring to disagree.
See? The villagers brawl for the honor of your visit.
Let's just do the reparo map. Well, didn't really do as much as I wanted in this episode. But I want to go see if there's low tide or high tide.
It is a bad omen to have a priestess so young.
Age is no assurance of wisdom. Remember Anna?
Still your tongue. Amira's winds will surely carry your words.
I don't think there was. It would be like up here if it was. Right? Yeah, I don't think there is.
How may
Well,
I
that's
help?
disappointing.
I shall.
Anyway, I guess we will try to find the koara fruit in the next episode, along with that fish and the other one thing. Is there another place we haven't discovered here yet? Maybe we can go look at the hut one more time, see if we can't get in, because...
Ruana was wise to bring us here. A year, and still foreigners never attack.
But our food dwindles. Better to die fighting than starving.
I don't understand how I'm not able to get in here. Alright. Well, I guess we will continue on the next episode. Thanks for watching, guys.